Hey everyone. Okay. So my water pump on my V8NC Ford. I've removed it. I've cleaned all the old gasket off. I typically use like a wood chisel to clean gasket off, but given that that's alloy, be very careful not to gouge it. We do have actually see it, not really. There's a little bit of corrosion. Can't see it now. I saw it when I was cleaning it off. Anyway, there's a little bit of corrosion, so I will have to put a bit of sealant under the gasket on this. When you're removing this pump, this bolt here will hit the pulley on the harmonic balancer. Sorry about the fingers. Now I then started to undo the pulley and all the bolts rounded off. And if I had a rounded socket or rounded nut remover socket, it wouldn't be an issue, but yeah, they're all majorly tight, as you can see. I even started to try chiseling one of the bolts loose, and it's still tight as, and then I gave up on that idea. There's, you know, there's no room to swing a hammer under there, and you're at risk of bouncing off and hitting the radiator, and it's not a good idea anyway. But then I found that I could actually get the bolt, well, I'd already undone it to where it hit the pulley with an open end spanner. Fortunately, it wasn't over tightened, and then after I got all the other bolts out, I was then able to, like, and had the pump loose, I was then able to keep turning the bolt with the open end, and it was able to flex enough to come over the top of the pulley. What I'm going to look to do is replace that bolt with an Allen key bolt, yeah, so to eliminate that issue. Yeah, to get your fan belt off, mine used to have a sticker. Oh, it had, yeah, a sticker showing the configuration of the belt. But it's on there. The best idea is to take a picture with your phone before you remove it. And this here, this is your belt tensioner pulley. Yeah, this is a square fit. I just made a special tool. It's in there tight. I'm not going to pull it out. You can see that it's a square fit. The first time I'd ever taken this belt off, I used a socket drive. I think it's a quarter. No, it'd be bigger than a quarter. But anyway, I used a socket drive in it, but it wasn't quite a tight fit, and it did start actually chewing it up. So I made a proper tool to fit in there. I got a bit of bar, and ground it down so it fits. Welded a short piece of bar onto the end, and you'll see there's an arrow on here, and when you pull it, see it comes down and releases the tension. Now what you don't want to do, while you've got that down, is just put your fingers underneath the belt, because if that does happen to chew or come loose, you don't want the belt pulling down tight under your finger. So keep your fingers out from under that while you remove the belt. Okay. What else can I show you? Okay. What I actually discovered, but I'd already bought a new pump anyway. Well, see, it does appear to be quite dry under the front there. Although it is rusty. Yeah, it could have been leaking. Yeah, it's sort of hard to tell. But I think most of it was actually coming from these hoses, which are rusted. These hose pipes. So I probably could have got away with just cleaning it up. Could also have been coming from the gasket too, because some of the bolts were, some were tight, some weren't that tight. So it could have been uneven tension that caused the leak from underneath. But I think it's more likely that it was actually leaking from these hoses. And this is actually a result of poor quality coolant or just running water in your engine. If you have a coolant with a decent rub inhibitor, you should avoid that issue. Having said that, and this is why I'm not going to try and fix this and put it back on. Instead, that's another possibility too. There's a hole there. Okay. That's probably after the first seal. So it could have been leaking anyway. Yep. Yeah, there's probably a big seal. Oh. No, the water would go into there. Don't know. Anyway, also because I've already bought a new pump, and this is probably the 19-year-old original pump. Yeah, if it was only just leaking out of the hose, it would have only been a matter of time before the whole thing was leaking anyway. So, yeah, best idea is to replace it. Yeah, once again I used the tool I made to hold it while I got the bolts out of the top pulley off the water pump. And yeah, if you haven't watched that video and you're wondering how to get the clutch fan off, look on my channel, because I just made a detailed video on how to get the clutch fan off using these handmade tools. Okay, bye.